Okay, the modernist or grid layout is full in web design. The grid provides you a structure to align the site elements with and a framework to be included. Grids are by nature very regular and consistent, and this helps make it easier for you to make your web page look easy to read and logically fit together without too much deep thought required on your part. You end up with a more balanced looking, nicely flowing final product much more easily. Remember in school making posters? The grid layout is like that. Starting with a blank poster like this and just slapping things down could get messy. So the really overachieving kids would either go buy a gridded poster board or draw on grids themselves sometimes and align their whatever they put on their poster with the squares on the grid to make it look really nice and even. Modern websites help use the grid system by lining up the content of their website into sections based on like the sections of your grid. So if you'll notice on Wattpad, all the sections for their content are basically just these rectangles you see lined up and down, pretty much of alternating sizes, big and small, all the way down the page. So that makes it really nice and flowing and easy to keep track of. So as you scroll down, you'll see different options you can look at. Or on websites that you buy stuff from, you also see grid system a lot. So here you'll see all the things that you're supposed to see, all the bright pictures, they're all in the middle. These are the things that they want you to look at and buy. On the side, you'll see more suggestions of things that you might want to see. Or over here is pretty much the same thing, just help suggestions and a heading of places to go. So how do you get from a grid to a web page? The basic rule of the grid system is the rule of thirds. It says that there should be like an image should be divided into these 9 equal parts by these lines that are equally spaced horizontally and vertically, and that any elements that you want to put on the page or in this space should be aligned along the lines or at the intersections to create a more energetic, interesting composition than if you just centered your feature. But people don't really stick with just that. They usually make a variation of a system such as the rule of thirds, like this, where you'll have different sections such as for a headline and stuff to buy and advertisements and links in a shopping website. The 960 grid system is based on a width of 960 pixels, and it's to help streamline the development of websites. The number 960 was chosen because you can divide it by 3, 4, 8, 10, 12, 15, and 16. So it's based on ideal ratios, and it gives you guidelines for where the boundaries of your elements and content should be to create a nice design that flows. So one website that makes good use of a grid system is this Food Network. They have, again, things aligned like where your eyes are drawn to, these nice colors up here in this section with all the most important headlines. And here you see in kind of the center where you would look first, bright pictures of really nice looking desserts to make you want to cook them. And over here, like on the other ones, it's more suggestions and tips. And news websites also usually use the grid system because they have a lot of content they have to fit in. So here's CNN, and they have the current events up front and center. That's the biggest section. Then if you scroll down, you can see all the other stories that are going on. On the sides, there's other links you can click on. Or over here where you'll have advertisements or weather and other little tidbits like that. So if you use the grid system and the modern layout, you can end up with a much easier way to get a nice looking website.